Welcome, everyone. I'm Tian. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate your commitment. Today, we'll talk about distress tolerance, specifically how to cope with an emotional crisis. Before we dive in, I would like everyone to take a minute to reflect back on a time when you were overcoming a challenge in your life. What were you experiencing? And what resources or coping strategies did you use to work through that difficulty? Feel free to pause the video and take some time to reflect. When you're ready, let's come back here and debrief. So, the purpose of this activity is to start us thinking about what an emotional crisis is, what it really means, and how we can start building our resilience. Through this activity, hopefully you realize that you may already have some effective tools and ways of coping stored up from past experiences. This video's purpose is to try to help you to add more tools so you can use in the future. So now let's talk about some ways we can better recognize when we are entering an emotional crisis state. So last week, we discussed mindfulness as a grounding tool. Mindfulness relates to recognizing a crisis because by slowing ourselves down when we're struggling, we can better understand the symptoms and stop the downward spiral. So, there are a few key signals we want to tune in that may indicate that we're entering a crisis mode. So, this include things like our emotions, our thoughts, behaviors, physical sensations, and environment. So let's take an example here. Say that I had an argument with my sister about where we should spend the holiday. I might feel hurt, angry, and resentful that she didn't consider my preferences. My thoughts might be, she is so selfish and doesn't care about me at all. I might then slam the door, yell, or give her the silent treatment in my behaviors. Physically, I could feel tightness in my chest, a clenched jaw, or upset stomach. In terms of environment, these tense fights often happen late at night when we are both exhausted after a long day or after being cooped up during the holidays. So, this is an example. Take a moment now to reflect on a challenge you have faced using this framework. What were some of the thoughts, emotions, behaviors, sensations, and environmental factors you experienced? So take some time, feel free again to pause the video to reflect a bit. Now that we can better recognize our emotions when we are in an emotional crisis, let's move on to learning some positive coping strategies. So we will focus on distraction technique in this video. So distraction simply means shifting our focus onto something unrelated to interrupt rumination patterns. So one helpful memory tool is the acronym ACCEPTS. So each letter relates to a type of distraction activity. A stands for activity. It refers to hobbies, entertainment, or other engaging tools like cooking, exercising, watching a movie, TV show, reading a book, playing video games, etc. And the key is to immerse yourself in an activity you enjoy so that you can get your mind distracted. And then we have the letter C, which stands for contributing. It means helping others or doing volunteering work. So this could include things like, volunteering at a soup kitchen, tutoring students, helping a neighbor with things like yard work, etc. And, focusing your energy on someone else's needs can provide a meaningful distraction. The next C we have stands for compassion. It involves reflecting on how you're coping activities or abilities have improved compared to the past. So perhaps to a particular difficult period of your life. This reminds you of the progress you have made rather than invalidating your current struggles. Then we have E, which stands for emotions. It means counterbalancing your present emotional state by purposefully cultivating a different emotion through things like books, movies, music that are, especially happy or inspiring. So allowing yourself to fully experience alternative emotions can shift your mood and um, your mental state. So now we have P, which stands for pushing away. It refers to temporarily denying, blocking, or mentally escaping from the problem causing you distress, perhaps through, activities like sleeping or leaving the stressful situation entirely in your mind. So this technique requires awareness that you are only pushing the issue aside temporarily. Next, we have the letter T, which stands for thoughts. It suggests redirecting your thoughts by counting numbers, repeating song lyrics, working on a puzzle, or engaging in thoughtful games or mind experiments as a way to interrupt rumination. Finally, we have S, which stands for sensations. It means using physical sensations to alter your emotional state, such as holding an ice cube, taking a hot or cold shower, squeezing a stress ball, smelling scents like lavender oil, or listening to loud, stimulating music. So the Accepts toolkit allows you to stimulate different senses, shift perspectives, and find healthy escapes through challenging times. Exploring which techniques work best for your needs can expand your coping repertoire. So feel free to take a moment to make a list of distraction activities you can use next time you are in an emotional crisis. All right, I hope this video was helpful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.